Leading up to the movie, there was a lot of stuff that had to be figured out beforehand. And so we did what a lot of films, I think really almost all of them do now, and that was to storyboard the movie. And that's really sort of just drawing out every camera shot that you plan to have in the movie, almost comic book style. So you can work out the camera angles and you can work out who's in the shot and where to put the camera and what the camera's doing. And so when we were filming, we always had our little notebook of storyboard there as a guide. And it was very important, it was very pivotal to us to know what we had already filmed, what we still needed to film, and how we were actually going to finish out the movie.
Clear. Big enough for Joshua. The arrow looks about 20 feet tall and 6 feet thick.
Look, after scaling this wall, our men will have to rush up this hill and scale the inner wall too. That looks to be another 12 feet tall.
Also 6 feet thick, I'd imagine.
Joshua must be crazy to think our men can get through this.
Maybe we should scale the wall and see if we can find a weakness.
I doubt it.
You said it was all clear.
I didn't know there were houses between the walls.
Who are you?
Would you believe us if we told you we were door-to-door salesmen?
You're from Israel, aren't you? It's true, isn't it? You're going to attack.
Quiet!
Wait, I won't hurt you.
Well, that's a relief.
Quickly, come with me. It's not safe out here.
So there were a lot of challenges, of course, in trying to make a movie with the kids and with the resources that we had available. Of course, we don't have the kind of budget that a Hollywood studio has. In fact, we have really no budget at all. We worked with what we had on hand, and we made a few key purchases for some very basic equipment, but we didn't have a set. We're doing a story that takes place in biblical Israel, and of course we can't go there, we can't film there, and so it all had to be created from nothing.
We knew from the very beginning it would have to be done in front of a green screen, and we knew a small amount of knowledge of how that would work.
And so the entire movie, save I think 2 camera shots, is filmed in front of green screen, and it's filmed with just iPhones. We didn't have dedicated cameras. We just used iPhones, and they worked fabulously well for 90% of the time. There were just a few instances where that caused some problems for us because of autofocus or auto white balance and things that we had difficulty correcting afterwards.
Sound quality we really struggled with. If I remember right at the very beginning, we didn't even have the Tascam recorder yet.
But with iPhones and then with just a Tascam audio recorder and a boom mic, that's how we filmed the movie. We bought a few lights and we set it all up in the gymnasium at church, and we brought the kids in and we started filming, and we had no idea what we were doing.
We had kids that were just in basically the next room, couple rooms over, that were playing games when they weren't being recorded. Every once in a while the loudness would kind of drift through and we'd try to filter that out. One of the things that we struggled with and didn't realize during our first recordings we did was it was summer, the air conditioning was running, and what we didn't realize is to our ears we filter out the air conditioning noise and we don't ever really hear it.
Such a huge task.
But when you're actually recording that on film, it really came out. And some of those, we couldn't go back and re-record some of them, and unfortunately, We did our best to filter that out.
Such a huge task.
And it didn't take us very long to learn it's better to be hot and record it than have the air conditioning on.
We learned as we went in many cases, and the first few sessions of filming, we had a lot of errors and things that we had to spend a lot of time fixing afterwards. The audio on some of the scenes was just terrible, and the lighting, the focus was bad, and we had a lot of things to fix. But as we got going through the summer, we learned how to do things better, and we were getting better audio and better lighting and better filming, and really it was a learning process. And by the end of the summer, we knew so much more about how to make a film than when we started, and it was fun learning.
It's probably, we like to joke around, Mike and I, with each other, that don't tell us what we can't do, because if you tell us, we won't do it. If we don't know we can't do it, then we'll just stumble in and figure it out.
Another thing that always presents a challenge is working with kids on film. Their short attention spans and their desire to play, and things that come with being a kid. And we wanted to make it a fun experience for them. But at the same time, we were on a schedule and we had to get things done. And so we had to sort of be taskmasters on some of our filming sessions.
It was fun working with the kids, but kids are sometimes a challenge to work with. Most of it was a lot of fun and we really enjoyed it. One of the things we learned with that was we were trying to get it all recorded on Wednesday nights, and we were kind of incorporating the filming with a lesson time as well, which gave us, I'd say less than an hour of actual recording time we were really doing in between all the setting things up and everything. We learned that wasn't going to work well, and so some of the main characters actually had to come in during the day, and we had to do extra filming for them in order to make up that filming time.
And you know, when the kids messed up, we let them laugh, but then we had to get them back into position and retake the scene. And some of the kids did just a great job their first try. Sometimes it took 15 or 16 takes or more to get just what we needed. And honestly, on some occasions, the kids were more interested in making bloopers than a movie. But ultimately, we got, I think, the best performances that each kid could give us. And I'm very proud of their hard work. We asked a lot of them. And I think what you see on screen with the movie is a very charming film because of the kids' performances.